Let's make some magic by creating contrast in our art. To start out with, we are going to open up our chalk pastels. You'll take the plastic off. Now open up that box and reveal the amazing chalk pastels. There's so many beautiful colors here. They are surrounded by foam, which is protecting them and making sure that they aren't broken when they come to you. Speaking of breaking, some artists actually find it easiest to have the chalk pastels broken. So if you want to experiment with that, just go ahead and break them down. Sometimes it's easier for some hands to use them if they're smaller. All right, let's take and divide up our colors. In this case, we have warm colors on the top, cool colors on the bottom. Purple is a cool color, so I'll put it down here at the bottom. This is kind of purple as well. I'm going to set it next to my red and then set it next to my purple and decide which it looks most like. I think it looks most like the red, so I'm going to put it up here with the warm colors. Yellow is a warm color, and gray is a warm or cool color. It's neither. That was a trick question. You can go ahead and put that back. We won't be using it at this time. Let's go through some more colors. Pink is a warm color. Green is a cool color. What about dark green? Still a cool color. And yellow? Yep, if you said warm color, you're correct. Now let's get started drawing. Decide if you want your subject to be portrait or landscape. This is portrait up and down. Landscape is side to side. Go ahead and use your pencil and draw your idea for your subject. Notice I'm using the most of my paper as I possibly can. I'm trying to make my subject nice and big. We already have our colors separated. I will be using warm colors for my subject. Notice I lay down the lightest color I plan to use. That's yellow. I then blend that with my finger. I'll add another color and blend that with my finger. I like blending one color at a time and washing my finger in between, maybe just on a wet paper towel. Now I'll use a dark color. I'm going to choose black. This is going to help me find the details on my subject, like eyes and nose. I'm creating some chalk dust, so I'm just going to tap that off so that I can continue and not smudge the black all over my project. The next step is to take my dark color and outline my subject. I'm using my black chalk again. I'm going around the edges. And once I have this all drawn up, I'm going to use my finger and also blend or blur this line. Did you know that your eraser on your pencil can actually remove a little bit of chalk? I want a little white shine in each of the eyes. So I'm using my eraser and trying to pull up some of the chalk that I've already laid down. Once my subject is complete, I'm going to use my scissors to cut it out. I can cut it out in little sections to make it easier. Now that I have my subject all cut out, I'm going to use my pencil and a piece of paper and draw a line around my subject. That piece of paper makes sure that I don't smudge the artwork that I've already created. Now for the contrast. We already used warm colors, so we're going to be using cool colors for the background. I will use the chalks on their side and go around the line that I made around my subject. I can use my fingers as well to smear that chalk. Once this is finished, we're going to use black again and outline it. Now for the glue. I will use my glue in that white space that I've left behind. I need a lot of glue stick to really make this stick. I'll put my subject on and use my piece of paper to make sure that I don't smudge my art. I could consider myself done with this project, but if you want to take it one step further, you have an additional piece of paper in your Moxie kit. Go ahead and think, what will make my project look even better? Maybe you'll have some leaves or grass or mushrooms around your subject? I'm cutting out some grass that I'm going to lay around the bottom of my subject. I'm going to use my glue to make sure that I can stick it down and it will stay nice and tight. I'm also moving things around to make sure it's exactly how I want before I glue it and make it permanent. Wow, this really worked. My subject pops out from the background because I use cool colors in the background and warm colors on my subject. I can see that fox really well. It is definitely magical contrast.